What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. I'm going to try to make this quick and to the point. There's been a lot of chatter on Reddit, social media, YouTube, everywhere about July 30th and also this new NSCC 2021-010 document. Anyways, the document itself is almost 400 pages long, and I haven't read the whole thing, but I did check out some of the pages that other people performing DD on it have referenced. And what I wanted to do today was just give you a summary of my understanding of it, of both the NSCC document and also all this buzz about July 30th. Again, this is just my understanding. If I make any mistakes or you have a different opinion, call me out on it. Put it in the comments and I'll fix it, or I'll post an update. I mean, I'm still trying to read through some of this stuff and reading through other people's DD and trying to get my head wrapped around it. But first up, so this Friday, July 30th, 15 minutes after the market closes, the Federal Reserve will be releasing the total exposure data for all the big banks, foreign and domestic. Okay, institutions, hedge funds, everybody. This could this could be huge, as the Federal Reserve now has the ability to force any institution with over $100 billion in assets to close out risky positions. Yes, so that could mean closing out short positions. Basically, the Fed has the ability to come in and say, you're over leveraged, you don't have enough money or collateral to cover these risky positions, and you need to close them out. So when they open up the books on Friday and they actually get to see these numbers, if they deem anything too risky, we might see some action. Okay, so how's this tie into this NSC 2021 010, whatever it is? And what's a controlled squeeze? Everyone's talking about this controlled squeeze. What does it mean? Well, first off, I guess we should start here. If you've been following GameStop like I have for the last 6 months, and probably even AMC, I know there's been a lot of DD in that community as well, or any of the heavily shorted stocks, basically a lot of the DD points to a market collapse as these squeezes really kick off. Basically, as the heavily shorted stocks begin to squeeze and margin calls begin, followed by forced liquidations, institutions, hedge funds, anyone who short those stocks would have to sell off their other positions to close out the short positions, right? So any stock that a hedge fund is long on is going to tank while the short positions explode upwards, which you're talking about these companies that are institutions, hedge funds, whatever, that basically are managing billions of dollars in capital. I would imagine if they start selling off all their long positions, we're gonna see a market collapse. Okay, so this NSCC document basically is creating securities financing transactions. I mean, there's so much more to it, but to me that was like the biggest thing. Basically, they're members that are at risk of defaulting. Before a hedge fund gets liquidated, the NSCC will take all their long positions from them and give them the cash to cover their short positions. Okay, so I think this is an attempt to prevent a fire sale in the market, and at the same time, allow other NSCC members to come in and buy up those long positions for a lot cheaper than they should be. So, basically, we're going to come in and liquidate you right now because you're too risky. We're going to force this on you. You don't have the capital to back up your position. So what we're going to do is we're taking control of your account. We're not going to sell all your long positions into the market and cause a market collapse. Here's the money. Go cover out your short positions. And then now we're going to sit here and have a bidding war and try to, amongst us members who aren't in these risky positions, and basically get these stocks at really cheap. So that's my take of it. Obviously, there's way much more to this filing, including references to naked short positions, forcing funds to cover FTDs. The document's almost 400 pages long, and I'm sure more and more info will be coming out this week as more DD is being done every hour on some of the larger subreddits. So what's this mean for this week in the future? It could be nothing. It could be all talk, or I guess words, because it's written, and everyone's getting hyped about it and nothing comes of it. But I don't think that's the case. All the recent NSCC, SEC, and other filings that have, been coming out recently have all seemed to be coming together to this, basically protecting the markets for when the mother of all squeezes hits. What I think is that some of these institutions are actually going to start unwinding their positions this week so that the Fed doesn't force it on them. So in which case, we'd likely see some upward movement in all the heavily shorted stocks, along with potentially downward movement in other parts of the markets as they sell off this week leading up to Friday. That could be GameStop, AMC, CLOV, anything else out there that's going to be deemed a risky investment. Or it could be that, after the market close on Friday, things start moving because, one, we could potentially see how effed some of these institutions are and FOMO buying will occur, and then two, in the coming weeks after we start to see we'll start to see the Fed actually forcing them to close these positions. So I think it could kind of play out either way. We might see some movement upwards this week, and then after Friday, when we actually open the books and get to see everything in the weeks after, maybe we'll really start seeing some forced liquidations. And, it's kind of one of those things where if these stocks are really as heavily shorted with naked positions and synthetic positions and everything else, I mean, as soon as they liquidate one, it's going to force the price higher. And that's going to probably end up liquidating and margin calling on a bunch of other ones. Okay, so that's my take. Either way, I think in the coming month could be really exciting, regardless of what stock you're in. But again, I think patience is key. Always best to temper your expectations. I say that all the time. Buy and hold. That's the way. All right. So that's it for today. In about 2 hours, I'll be joining Tar Heel Blue and some others on his channel for a CLOV Roundtable. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want to check it out, I'll drop a link down in the description. Again, that's going to be tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. All right. Otherwise, you can find me every morning from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Pacific time, streaming Talking Stocks with Coach B. Have a great evening and good luck in the markets no matter what stock you're in.